What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Chair Guys podcast. I'm here with my co-host,
Anthony or Spiked.
and we have a very special guest today. We're talking about some experimental albums today, so thought we bring on, the original avant-teen. So
The
That's
original
me.
avant-teen.
introduce
Ladies and
yourself
gentlemen,
a little bit.
all of you who are currently on Twitter and still acting like you know something, give it up to this man. This man built you. You are nothing but
It's true.
merely a robot in a factory. Because this is the avant-teen. I just want to mention Lucas has like put me on to some amazing shit, some really cool shit, and it spawned a whole spew of people on Twitter who kind of circle jerk the same album. So Lucas, thank you for what you've done.
Hey, I
You've
do
given
what I
me
do.
endless entertainment. If y'all don't know, he also runs a archive page where he uploads some albums every here and there.
Yeah.
babybirch18, right? babybirch18.
Good shout out. Yes, very
That'll be what we credit. That'll be what we credit for you. So yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, we're here to talk about music. All right, that's what we've been doing.
Music, Twitter,
Music. So let's start a new drop.
new release.
Didn't drop this Friday, but we still got to talk
New
about it.
release. This
low-key-
has been like one of the
Yeah.
biggest albums this year to come out.
True.
As far as
True.
hype and critical acclaim. And Billy Woods is a rapper I think we all love, and he's kind of an underground legend at this point. And he has collaborated with Preservation, the producer, to give us
Yeah.
Ethiops. I'm not sure if it's.
I think that's
Ethiops
probably
or
the
Ethiops.
safest pronunciation.
but-
I think.
Sounds good. Yeah.
New Billy Woods album, and I just want to open it up, and talk about Preservation. I was introduced to in 2020 with his album. I forget what it's called. It's like Eastern
Like Western medicine or something.
Medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't too big on that album. I was kind of underwhelmed, but I mentioned it because Billy Woods was on it, and I remember that track, or I don't know, he was on like a track or two, but I just remember those were like the highlights. But Preservation wasn't really like I didn't really think he was all that, but and when this album was announced, I was like, okay, we'll see. Billy Woods usually doesn't miss, so I mean, it can't be bad. But I put this on, and I was just like blown away. Honestly, like the first just every track. Like I was about to say like the first two, and then I was like first three tracks, and then wait, the fourth track is the Boldy James one, and then it's like it just keeps going, and I've just like. I'm blown away by this album, dude. Like the beats, it reminds me a lot of Alchemist. The way there's just perfectly picked samples, and the track transitions are like seamless, and it's just such a vivid atmosphere that is created with the production. And Billy Woods is just doing his thing as always, just like saying some crazy shit. I haven't even gotten into really like the overall themes of this album or anything like that. It's just like so hard to penetrate that
Yeah.
unless you're like fucking like uber focused on the album and looking at Genius and shit, and like because I mean sometimes it's even hard to hear what he's saying because of the production, the mixing and stuff, but I do love that about the album as well. I think like a track like 9X, or I don't know if that's the one with
I mean,
Elucid and Denmark Vesey and Quelle Chris. They're mixed like really low, up like under the drums, which are just fucking abrasive, like crazy in your face, and it's just so good. And also Heavy Water with LP and Breeze Berwin are just these abrasive ass drums, and I love how that's also contrasted with tracks like No Hard Feelings, where it's just like a prominent sample. There's not really any percussion, but it's like really like Billy Woods is not even like rapping on a beat. He's just like some tracks are just like spoken word, and it's just a fucking batshit insane album. Like I've never heard, like, Billy Woods is always experimental, but I've never heard it this just balls to the wall, like fucking just doing whatever. I don't know. It's just like there's so many like interesting, crazy beats on here, and it's you know,
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead,
No, I'll pick up
somebody.
from
Yeah.
yeah. No. When I listen to this, I'll open up and preface with my thoughts. You know, Billy Woods. I had originally listened to him. I'd say around this time last year, with like Hiding Places and stuff like that. I thought that album was pretty good, but I wasn't really kept by it. But I think this project and me kind of getting a little bit more into underground has really helped me like put into perspective just how fucking insane Billy Woods is. He is like a master at his craft. He is just another one of those rappers that like you need to have a dictionary next to you when you listen to his albums, because it's gonna be like very like, I'd say, riddled with just all this rhetoric and really interesting shit. And like I said, I do agree with Vaughn. It is hard to just kind of like get the themes on first listen. I'd say even like second listen and stuff like that. I've listened to this thing 3 times
I've
and
listened like
I can
5
only really
times and I don't even know. Like,
yeah, I can only really pick up on what is said in each song, but maybe not so much overarching themes and such like that.
yeah,
But I mean, the opener, Asylum, for one, is just fucking awesome. Every beat on here doesn't sound like a hip hop beat. I mean, it really doesn't. You know, there's every beat is just so
I
fucking
think the
weird at this
closest
point.
thing is Salvage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Salvage.
but even
Yeah.
then, cause like I feel like it's perfectly set up, cause like Boldy James comes in on it, and that's kind of like a familiar beat for him, and then Billy Woods comes in with like the most horrifying verse you've ever heard. Like it's done like it's fucking insane. Like no,
Yeah,
there's no
yeah, no,
normal hip hop on this album.
absolutely. No, there really isn't. And like I said, it's just another one of those albums that is really like pushing the mark of what the fuck a beat can be. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, at this point, what can a beat be? What defines what a beat is? Is it that it has drums? Is it that it has, you know, rhythm? Like what is it, you know? And
Yeah.
that's what I really take away from this album, because the production on here I feel is like so fucking strong. Really, really good. And I absolutely love it. And I will mention maybe something that is a slight for me is the features. All of the features are great except like the final two, like by Despo, I guess, and Shinehead. I don't really like Shinehead's verse. I
I
think it's
really
just
like
merely because of
Shinehead's
his
verse.
voice. But everything else on here, especially like the first 3 tracks, are fucking insane. Especially like No Hard Feelings and stuff like that. Like that track is also another highlight for me. Um, Also, I just want to say, damn, LP had it on this
LP
project. I
killed
really
it.
loved his verse. Yeah, especially because you know you only really see him do his stuff nowadays with Killer Mike on Run the Jewels. So it was really cool and refreshing to kind of see him on a very cool beat that is like Heavy Water and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
he's kind of going back to his roots as well, cause like
Yeah,
he used to be a very underground rapper, and
yeah,
I think Breeze Berwin or Brewin, I don't know, but he is he's rapped with LP like 20 years ago or something. So it was like,
really,
yeah,
damn.
it's like
That's
a
good. That's like
throwback type
Kanye bringing back
like
clips.
a
Yeah, it's
deep
like
cut.
Kanye bringing back clips.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool as shit. I didn't know that. But I will mention what's it called? I also, another thing I love is the transitions. Holy shit. I love how some transitions are just damn near seamless,
insane.
because you think about the beats and then you're like, how the fuck do you transition from
I
this? You
think
know what
the
I'm saying?
best
Like,
one is Christine to Heavy Water, cause the feature
yes. Yep.
starts in
Mhm.
and the drums start, and then it's like, and then it just goes like really heavy into Heavy Water, and they just start
Yeah.
rapping for like 2.5 minutes straight.
Yeah, no, it's so fucking cool. I absolutely love this project, and it's definitely a highlight of this year so far. Because I mean, we've looked at the underground and they've been pulling no punches. You know, we had that Conway project. We had Earl. Earl is pretty. He still does underground rap. Like, he's not underground per se, but definitely in that realm and stuff like that. And yeah, we've just had so much great shit from the underground. Now I'm just waiting for another I guess West Side Gun is what I'd be looking forward to see what he has to
And
say
there's supposed to
for
be an
this
Arm&
year.
Hammer album soon too.
Arm and
So
Hammer soon. Yeah, because especially if we look at kind of Billy Woods before this project, we saw him on Tabula Rasa on that Earl sweatshirt. We saw him doing some stuff on Haram last year, I believe.
yeah,
He was on that album, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Arm& Hammer is Billy
Um
Woods.
oh, dude, what? Okay, hold on. I'm thinking of something completely different. I'm sorry. Hey, don't start. Don't start the shit, okay? Don't start.
Such a fake
I see
ass.
I see you looking at me. Don't start that. Don't start that. Okay. Anyways, getting back into it. Yeah, he was. It was very interesting to see the direction he's going in, and especially because Tabula Rasa so far, his verse has been like one of my favorites from this fucking year. Absolutely, every time I think about it, because he drops that bar. Like I absolutely love the way he flows when he does choose to flow. Because like Vaughn mentioned, it's a lot of spoken word. It's a lot of just I'm gonna bring up something that's kind of weird. My father, for instance, he doesn't like Jay-Z because he says Jay-Z just talk raps, right?
He does, yeah.
But then when you look at
It's
someone like Billy Woods, he's just talking. You know what I'm saying?
no,
Like it's
I think they do a similar thing where they
the
obviously they hear the beat and they're playing to the
yeah,
beat, but they play around it. Like it's not like they're off beat and they don't know rhythm or anything. It's
yeah,
like they know it and that's why they're able to kind of like play with it and
yeah.
go around
But
it
I'm just
sometimes.
yeah, I'm bringing up that example because this is like a whole new level of that. Like of course, yeah,
Yeah,
Jay-Z
yeah.
does kind of
Well,
do that
because the
kind of stuff, but
beats
like
are
this
like
is
off kilter too, and it makes it
yeah.
elevates it to a whole like it's just so it's disorienting as fuck sometimes.
Yeah, no, it is like the Versailles beat. I love the
Hmm.
fucking Versailles beat. That beat is absolutely beautiful. And just like I said, that's what I absolutely love about the underground is that they really just challenge what a beat can be, and this project really highlights that. Really, really does, and I absolutely love that. But Lucas, I'm trying to see what do you think about this project?
Uh
Some technical difficulties. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that technical difficulties. My house was just raided by the federal police,
No, it
so
wasn't.
it's okay. We're back. We're back on with Chair Guys. Chair Guys comes first before the federal police. But anyways, we were gonna say, Lucas, what do you think about this project?
Okay, right. Like I was saying, I did really enjoy the album. Maybe not to the degree to which you two did, but
Mhm.
I was a fan. I felt like what you were saying before, Vaughn, was pretty accurate. That with Billy Woods, you really can't miss. Like it's hard to. Billy Woods doesn't miss. He's a level of consistency that like I went back and listened to a bunch of his earlier works, and you just every time you hear him, not that it gets like repetitive, but it's just consistently great.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's very on his game all the time, on the game that is like what he does well, which is like really kind of gritty rapping, big words,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's straight up,
It's
it's
a very
underground rap
distinct
and it sounds
style,
good.
and it
Yeah.
never strays too far from it. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I heard this one, I kind of went into it knowing that this was going to be like a Billy Woods album,
Yeah, of course.
Even if it's a collaboration, it's a Billy Woods album. Every time you hear it, like that's Billy Woods. Um, so that being said, I did really enjoy that aspect of it. To kind of form when I was forming my opinion about this album, I kind of went back to his earlier works. And so because Billy Woods, for me, because he's like this level of consistency, this you know what I mean? Like it's just like the
Mhm.
how stable he is over time.
Yeah.
Because of that, I feel like if his works live or die, it all depends on the production.
Yes, I agree.
So it really it really just makes the album what it is. Because Billy Woods is going to be what Billy Woods is. The production has to be inventive. It has to be creative. It
Yeah.
has to work to his strengths as to what he's trying to do on that particular album. So I know, Anthony, you said you weren't really a fan of Hiding Places. Hiding Places
Yeah.
is one of my, I wouldn't say it's my favorite Billy Woods album, but I like it. It's ranked up there for me because of how the production kind of works to his strengths, and
Yeah.
it's very it flows throughout the album beautifully.
That's still my favorite.
Yeah.
The production on that is
It's
insane.
very, very consistent. Yeah. So when I went into this Billy Woods album, first track, I was blown away. I was like, this is gonna be album of the year. Holy shit. Asylum was crazy.
Yeah.
And then as it went on, No Hard Feelings was great. And then the minimalist beats started coming in, and I was questioning it. I was a little thrown off, because I can definitely understand where like the off kilter kind of suspension or all that feeling can come in to play there, but I wasn't getting it as much as I think a lot of other people were. And then when it came back around at the end, like the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 tracks,
Yeah.
I was getting back into it again, because how I felt was that this like level of energy from the production and the rapper were kind of matching each other, and that worked a lot better for me. So I can definitely you know, like, get into it with the minimalist production. I'm not saying I don't like it, but it just didn't hit as hard for me as like I don't have the track titles in front of me, so I really can't reference them that specifically.
You
But
said
I think
the
it was the
first
second
two.
to last track.
Oh, the
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
to last track is one of my highlights as well.
Remorseless, yeah, remorseless.
Remorseless, that's what it is. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
crazy. That was a crazy song for me. I love that.
I can understand that. I think where a lot of the, like, viewing this album more as like a very concentrated, like very seamless effort, like almost like a long song or something, is kind of like where my appeal comes from, because I feel like Asylum and No Hard Feelings are building tension with no drums, and then when Warves comes in and starts with like the simple beat, but I feel like it really kind of releases that tension a little bit, and then it builds up even more with like the doldrums is another like really minimal beat, and then 9X comes in with like that minute long intro where he comes in and it's like a really weird like drumless beat, and then the most abrasive drum beat comes in, and then like it keeps kind of like cycling through that, like building tension, like Christine to Heavy Water, and then the last 2 tracks are also kind of like that, where it kind of calls back to the first 2 tracks. And I think I can kind of get not liking those beats as much, but I think they are made even better with the other, like with everything else surrounding it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it just, I don't know, it just works for me. Like it's just like I love the progression of the album and the sequencing.
I just guess for me, when it really boils down to it, is that like, and that's going to be a lot of my themes with this kind of episode, is this something I can turn on when I go places? Because I mean, I'm kind of most of the time out and about on the weekdays, and I don't it sounds so lame, but like I would probably take like Haram over this, because Haram I feel like is something I could turn on and just kind of walk around my school, rather than this more so. And that's really just my main, like, it's not an issue per se, but it's just that like I don't know how much I would return to this over like Haram per se.
I
Because
agree with you. I would say Hiding Places is more like, because the beats are much more accessible, but they're still like really cool and weird and shit. But like I definitely can re-listen to that album a lot more than this.
Yeah.
Or even Haram is kind of a little weird for me to just like put on at any time. Like I kind of feel like I have
Yeah.
to be tuned in and tapped in, and same with this album.
Yeah, no, because it's just a matter of like how much replayability it has. And while I think this album is like fucking great, and it's gonna be like one of those albums where it's like I don't ever really return to it, but then I
when you
return
do,
to it,
it's
and then
like, yeah.
it's like, oh, holy shit, it's amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just that like nowadays, my taste is shifting to more so like what can I just turn on to just kind of have in the background, or just more so something that like doesn't demand my full utmost attention. Whereas this is really demanding, you know, because we have these fucking insane beats. I just want to listen to some really chill underground rap that I can just turn on, and so that's why I'm always listening to like West Side Gun, or I'll listen to like the God Fahim perhaps, because his beats are pretty chill as well sometimes. But yeah, that's really just my only like main, I guess, partaking issue, is that like I'll just have to see how replayability
Yeah.
plays out.
I mean,
And stuff like that.
it's not really like an issue to me per se, but I
Yeah,
definitely agree
I
with
can't pose
you.
that as an issue.
It probably wouldn't be like, it probably will never be like one of my favorite albums of all time, just because like I don't see myself listening to it a lot, but I have
just can't be. Yeah, it won't be in my
listening to it
rotation.
throughout the past couple weeks has been really fun though. So it's not like the most like inaccessible album ever. It's definitely not like I'm
Yeah.
never gonna return to it, but it's definitely not
Yeah.
like the most replayable album either. So
Yeah, because just like I said, unfortunately, like this week we didn't really get much, so we wanted to talk about this album because it's super
I
important.
would want to talk about this
Yeah.
anyway because I mean, it's been getting so much hype and stuff. But
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, just like I said, Drumless and the underground scene is just always fucking putting out music. It's always constant. It's so fun to see what they have. So I would say this is just another fucking great album to add to the catalog of 2022 so far. And just as a whole, like I think this will be one of the albums that stands out as to what
I think
the underground
it
is.
might be my album of the year. Honestly,
Really?
yeah, it might be my album of the year. It's
Wow.
it's kind of close with Crest for me, and Crest is one of those albums. It doesn't blow me away as much as this, but it's
Yeah.
definitely more replayable. But so
Yeah.
it's kind of neck and neck there. But yeah.
In aside, Lucas, did you like Crest?
Yeah, I liked Crest.
Did you like
I
Crest?
fucked with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked the Pavlich episode because I agreed with a lot of things that he was saying.
So,
The analogy, did you like the basketball analogy?
Yeah, I think it's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
They worked really well together in a way that they wouldn't have alone. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, that's good. But yeah, no, big shouts out to Billy Woods and Preservation. Actually, I do kind of like that Western Medicine project or Eastern Medicine, something like that, and Western
it was
Sickness.
alright.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I thought it was a good. There's some cool beats
Yeah,
on there, definitely. for
there
sure.
were some pretty good songs for sure.
There's one like titled like Dragon or something like that. That's really fire. I forget what it's called, but yeah. But anyways, let's move on to our favorite tracks. Favorite tracks. Vaughn, give it to
this
me.
is kind of tough. I'm gonna go 9X for sure. No Hard Feelings and Sauvage, Bully James track.
Sauvage.
That
Yeah.
when that beat came on the first time, I was like floored, dude. Like I just love that. I love that those sounds in the beat. Like I don't even.
For sure. Lucas, give me your top 3.
I mean, I think for me, Heavy Water has to be one. I was so looking forward to that LP feature, and it came through.
Yeah, that's gotta be my 4th pick. That I love that song.
Yeah, that was a fantastic song. Maybe Asylum. The intro was it was crazy for me. And then what was the second to last one? I forgot the name already.
Remorseless.
Remorseless, man. A week ago, I fasted at the recommendation of a friend who practices Ramadan. And when I woke up in the morning, I drank the water, ate the food, I was doing all right. And then throughout the day, I just kept getting like more tired and more tired and more tired. And then at the end of the day, at like 8:50 or something, like 15 hours since I last ate, I had my first glass of water. And that's what Remorseless felt like to me. Like it was just like a breath of fresh air, bro. It was a damn
That's
That's insane that you just did that. Okay.
So you practiced Ramadan for a week?
Yeah, I tried it out, and every time I had that glass of water, it was just like...
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful, and that's how that felt to me. I really think it rings true, yeah.
Okay.
Big shouts out to those practicing Ramadan. Hope y'all are doing well right now.
Shouts out Ramadan, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll try and do it or something like that, because that sounds crazy. I don't think my mom would appreciate it. But anyways, fire top 3. I'm going to give mine. I'm going to drop mine real quick. All right. Favorite song is probably got to be Asylum. I just absolutely love that piano.
I love the saxophone. I think I don't even. Yeah. It's just so like.
Yeah.
Like the mix on it, it's so fucking loud when it comes in. It's
yeah.
It reminds me.
Then
of,
I want to give it.
I don't know if you guys have heard the Lucy and God's Wisdom, but check out the song Beep Beep.
Oh yeah, Beep Beep. Beep Beep is fire.
Yeah, that song reminded me a lot of that for some reason. I mean, I know why.
Yeah.
But it's such a different song. It's funny. But.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a. Then I'm gonna take Smith and Cross next. The outro is fucking superb. Love that track so much. And then I'll take Heavy Water just because I feel like that LP verse is probably my favorite verse on this project. So yeah. But overall, love Billy Woods. Another fantastic project under the belt of Billy Woods. I mean, he's kind of a merchant though, cause like he's kind of like he hasn't really made like a single project without like some sort of collab. Like this was Preservation. He had Brass with More Mother. The last project we got was Terror Management.
You don't even know Billy Woods, bro. Like you haven't listened to Billy Woods.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You are not a Billy Woods true fan.
He has
of Billy
definitely a
Woods.
few solo projects. that I
Listen
would say
to
are
That's
notable.
that's what I'm saying. But like, he hasn't made a solo project without the
Yeah,
help
he
of like.
has. What do you mean?
Which one? Which
History
one?
will absolve me. Listen to History will absolve me.
That was
Yeah.
in 2012. I'm saying the last time he did something like that was in 2019 with Terror Management.
Okay.
Hiding
That's
Places
only
was
3
Billy
years
Woods and
ago,
Kenny
bro.
Stone.
Chill. That was only 3 years ago, bro.
Nah, bro, he needs to. Come on now. Okay. Anyways, moving on.
Just hate it
We're
for no reason.
continuing. Shut up. We're continuing the experimentative episode. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get a bit silly, a bit wacky. The next album we're talking about is thanks to. Oh fuck! Who recommended it? I believe it was T-Cox once again.
Was
Big
it?
shout out to T-Cox.
I'll
Well,
check,
hold on.
I'll
Let's
check.
check. Let's check. I wanna preface it a little bit. Preface it. What the fuck? Hold on. We're trying to
A quick-
find who
Quick
recommended
T,
it.
I'm being
Basics.
recorded, right?
Yeah, you're being
Yes.
recorded.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Quick
You're-
T.
Yeah. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. Again, I want to give a sincere apology. Still a shout out to T-Cox, but the person who recommended the album was Lucas with Trout Mask Replica, Ashtray Wasp,
Different
Trout
Lucas.
Mask Replica. Different Lucas,
Different
not this
Lucas.
one,
Okay.
but a Lucas did suggest it. So, 2 Lucases, 1 episode.
Coincidental day.
Wow.
Coincidental. Maybe Lucas
Maybe
is
not
you.
so
You're just hiding.
coincidental.
Maybe it's not a coincidence.
Maybe
Maybe
not
Lucas
so
is you.
coincidental.
I'm lurking on Twitter still.
Yeah. No.
know?
Actually, it's Lucas. I think you're one of the biggest success stories of music Twitter.
Yeah.
You gotta grow. You grew out of Twitter because you got a girlfriend, and then you were like, "Fuck this, I don't need it anymore." So, that's
Yeah.
that's a beautiful story. I hope I end up being like that one day. But anyways, getting into it. Look at Vaughn. Vaughn's just like, okay, whatever. Like, fuck you. Okay. Anyways,
I didn't do anything.
Getting into it.
Like, God damn.
I
Such an
sometimes I'm just looking
asshole.
at you. I'm just looking at you, and I'm like, this dude is so judgmental. I'm just like, get me. You're like, this dude is judging my whole
I'm
fucking
not
life
a
choices right now.
judgmental person, so I gotta take it all out on Anthony. So I
Yeah.
apologize, but
It's okay. I do that with Sizato. Big shout out to the Sizadian. But anyways,
okay.
we're here to talk about Trap Mass Replica. We took way too fucking long to introduce it. I want to open it up
Captain
and
Beefheart.
say Captain
And his
Beefheart and
magic
his magic
band.
band. Not so much his magic band as is his disrespected, violated band. Because I think opening it up with this project, I think the most interesting thing about this project is just that, about how he treated his bandmates and how he got them to make this album as a whole. Like, yes, he had a vision, Fire Hat. He
Thank
had
you.
the vision, but the way he went about it was like really bad. Like, he would make people practice for 14 hours a day, and many people said it was like a cult the way when they came over to come look at it, and they would barely eat like soybeans every day. Like, it was very bad. And that's really what takes me with this project, is the story. It's one of those albums where it's like the story of how it was made is a lot cooler than the product itself, because unfortunately
I disagree.
I think this project is good, but I'm never gonna return to this. I'm not invested to return to it. I think it's fun in the moment. It's kind of funny, but there are other like people kind of not so much adjacent, but with similar aspects that I will return to. For instance, Frank Zappa. I would return to Frank Zappa way before I would return to this project. I would return to like a Tom Waits, for example, way before I would return to this project. Um, there are just a lot of moments on here where I'm just like, this is a cool track, but I'm not invested nearly as much as some of his other contemporaries, especially considering that Frank Zappa does some stuff on this project as well, and was involved in the making of it. So yeah, like Frank Zappa had to bail out a bunch of the band members because they were shoplifting because fucking Captain Beefheart just wouldn't feed them for some time. Like,
What?
it's fucking absurd. Yeah, it is an absurd fucking story about how this album was
Wow.
made. If there was one moment where they were off note, he would make them restart the whole entire song. Which is
Yeah.
ironic, because if you
Yeah.
listen to this project, everything is off note.
Uh-huh.
And then another funny thing to think about is this album also came out the same year like something like In the Court of the Crimson King did, which is always just something so funny to think about to me. It was just like, I don't know, two different ends of the spectrum
Yeah, I guess
for the
it
year
is
of
funny.
1969.
It is really weird to think that this is from the 60s, because it just
Yeah.
feels like so fucking like I just imagine myself listening to this in the 60s, like Like all you know is like the Beatles and shit. Like it's so
And then
weird,
there's
bro.
this.
I don't know.
Yeah, and like it's some cool blues rock, but I just there's so many fucking tracks on here, and it just all kind of it gets to a point where from like My Human Gets Me Blues to like Fallen Ditch, where it's just like slightly just a mesh to me. The first couple of tracks are really fun, like Dachau Blues. I actually do love that track. Like, don't get me wrong, this
Yeah,
isn't
that
bad
song is
or
really
anything.
fun.
Yeah. Okay, I get it because it's about yeah, I get it, but it's a fun track. Actually, fun fact: I've been to
It's
Dachau.
not a fun
I've,
track. What do you mean? What is wrong with
I
you?
like it. I think it's
I
fun.
like it. It's not fun though. It's not like a funny track. Like, why are you saying it's
Okay, I
fun,
didn't.
bro?
Did I say it was funny? I just said it was fun because it's a fun album per se.
Pers-
Okay,
what the
but I've
what is wrong with you, bro? Jesus
okay.
Christ.
Okay. I'm sorry. Maybe Dachau Blues was not a good. Okay, context. Dachau
Frownland
was
is
a
a fun
concentration
track.
camp. Frownland is a fun track, but yes, context.
Dachau Blues
Dachau
is
Blues is
actually
a
like
concentration camp.
disturbing as fuck, honestly. Like that song like disturbs me,
Nah,
bro.
it's funny to me because I think about Captain Beefheart and who he is, and it's just funny to think like this is what he's talking about. That's what it's. It's not so much the content, the substance is funny, but it's the context of who Captain Beefheart is.
Okay. Well,
Also, there was one member who was like so fed up that by the end of the album, Captain Beefheart kicked him out of the band by kicking him down the stairs. So that's how he left the band. He was
that's
kicked down the
fire.
stairs.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that context makes this album like so fire, like so much more fire.
Okay, then take it away. How do you feel about this album?
I love it, bro. It's just
You love
fucking
it?
ridiculous. Like it's just so funny. It's just so like crazy and the thing is like the instrumentation is actually like so good even though it's like off the wall like stupid like the compositions make no sense and shit, but it's actually like really good fucking playing like all around like the drums and the guitar are on point like and like there's like some actual like grooves in here and like cool shit. It's not just all like ridiculous like
Yeah.
nonsense playing. Like it's just like I don't know. It's like there's like some really good music on here genuinely, but it's also surrounded by like a bunch of fucking nonsense. And also I love the tracks where Captain Beefheart, I presume, is just like singing with no beat for like 2 minutes and like just saying random shit.
Yeah. Orange Claw
Um,
Hammer, for example, is one of them.
the second track is like so funny. Like his lyrics are
Yeah.
just fucking insanely, just like infinitely entertaining to me. Like I can never like when I'm like there's a few parts like I think the album being like an hour and 20 minutes is a little exhausting. Like I maybe would
Yeah.
cut it down, but whenever
It would
I'm a
be
little
yeah.
bored with an instrumental, like I just listen to the lyrics again and I'm just like, okay, that's just like it's just so fucking I love the lyrics on this album. Like
Yeah, it would be like an amazing 40-minute project, but I feel like add a slap on another 40 minutes. It's a little bit tiring.
I think it is a little bit tiring and I kind of agree with you, but also it's an album where the idiosyncrasies are its biggest strength and I think being an hour and 20 minutes is also kind of kill yourself.
Bro, okay, idiosyncrasies. Are we gonna start? Are we
You
gonna
didn't
start
even
talking
say
about
it
the
right. You didn't even
polyrhythms?
say it right,
Oh,
bro.
because I'm not a nerd. I don't have my book next to me. Are we gonna talk about
Oh
the
my god.
polyrhythms and shit
Okay,
like that? Like,
sorry. The weird things. I don't know. Like it's not it's just the easiest way to say it,
I
Anthony.
know.
Like you're
I'm
just
literally just pulling your leg. I'm just being an asshole.
I know, like kill yourself. Like
Go
bro,
continue.
I think the length being what it is makes the album better in a way because it's just like ridiculous. Like because you're like an hour into the album and you're like, holy shit, this is still going. Like what are they doing? And then that's just kind of funny to me. Like it's just like that the idea that this album is like so fucking long. It's just like nonsense. Like I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, and it's actually like I said, it's just a really cool album to think about how it was made and stuff like that, and what went into it because you do somehow have to commend Beefheart for getting his vision out
Yeah.
onto the album. Like if even if one of the members got fucking paranoid schizophrenia, like like I said, yeah, that was the dude he kicked down the stairs.
Jesus.
Because he
Oh.
got schizophrenia, he kicked him out of the band. So yeah, my fucking oh well. But it is kind of commendable. But like I said, I don't see myself returning to a majority of the tracks because I'm just not moved by them.
I mean,
I'm not
yeah, it's
entertained
not
by
an
them
album
all
that
that
I'm gonna
much.
be like re-listening to a lot, but it's still
I know,
it's
but
such
that's what I was.
it's an experience, man. So I don't
It
know.
is an experience, but it's just like it's a good experience, but that's really all about it because I just don't get much from it other than that. Like it's funny in the moment, but once I finished the album, I was like, okay, that was fine, and then I kind of just move on. It doesn't really leave me thinking afterwards, like, holy shit, what did I just listen to, or how, things like that. But
I
I don't know.
mean, okay.
Okay, bud,
So
fuck you.
is your metric for good albums like being thinking about it like an hour
Can
after
I?
and being like
Is it
holy
no? My
shit.
metric. My metric is this happy, fun dance jump music. That is
I
my
think it
metric.
is actually. I think it is. I think it's
You
quite
think it is?
yeah, I think it's quite danceable.
This sounds like something I would like. This sounds like something I'd find a bunch of like I'd find like listening to in like a heroin den or some shit like
Yeah.
that, like a crack
Well,
den.
I think part of the fun is just picturing like like where you'd listen to this because like I tried listening to it in like multiple different environments and it all felt wrong and finally I was just like okay I just have to listen to this album like I can't gotta stop putting it off because
Did you try listening to it at school?
no
Okay.
no it's spring break right now but
Oh yeah, that's
I
right. You're
listened
right.
to it driving home from dropping my dad off somewhere, and it was like a 30-minute drive, and I was listening to this like just in the car, like it was so wrong. It felt so wrong, but
Yeah.
it felt like that was like the perfect experience because like I feel like it's supposed to feel wrong. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I feel like maybe a prime listen. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. But anyways, Lucas, tell me, what do you think about this project?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think the first time I heard it, I was kind of like, I think I had a similar reaction to most people, where I was kind of like, all right, man, what the fuck? Like Frownland, like
it's like is this a
this.
joke, bro? Like come on.
But yeah, like the more I listen to it, I kind of I can pick it apart a little bit more, and I can hear the parts that I like and the parts that I don't. But I mean, like the initial reaction is almost always, unless you have like a bunch of experience listening to off kilter shit, then it's just kind of like what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Especially with I feel like Frownland of all tracks is probably the worst track to start this album
Yeah.
off with.
Yeah.
For sure.
Of every single track on this album, I feel like no other would be as aversive to a first time listener as Frownland.
Fucking love that song.
Yeah.
Dude. It's so.
And like
yeah.
there's even songs that sound like completely normal. Like that could like legit like China Pig could be on the radio, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, China Pig could be. Yeah.
It's super basic. I mean, like it's even good, but it's not like anything crazy. If you started with that, maybe people would listen past the first track, But that being said, like it's still, although it takes some getting used to, it's still definitely a good album. It's fun. It drags a little bit, definitely.
Yeah.
An hour and 20.
Yeah.
Length is it's not like one strict metric. I think it very much depends on what the content is.
Yeah.
And so with this album, like the instrumentation is unique. The singing is unique. Like there's a lot of unique bits and elements to this album, but repeated as they are, like at a certain point, it really just starts to get kind of slow. And so, yeah, I mean, I like it. I think it's a great album. For what it's worth, I love a lot of the saxophone bits. Those are, very reminiscent of kind of like
free jazz.
Yeah. in the late 60s and early 70s. Eiler, even stuff Coltrane was doing. I don't know if that's it.
I definitely heard that. No, I definitely heard that a few tracks, but
yeah, one of the saxophone members was actually part of the Mothers of Invention, so that's cool. Ian Underwood with Frank Zappa, and that's why I just mention it like Frank Zappa. Like I could return to Hot Rats a lot more than I would return to this.
It's definitely similar, but it's not so similar that you can replace one with the other. Like I
of
get
course.
wildly different things from like Hot Rats and this. And I
Yeah.
love both albums, but they're way different. So
That's
I
true.
get your
Yeah.
point, but also it's yeah, I don't know. It's different.
That's fair. And I can't help but just look at like some other albums labeled as experimental rock and just kind of it's interesting. I don't know, it's kind of funny to me. Cuz I feel like if you were to mention the word experimental rock, this is like the first thing I would actually think of. Because like I said,
I
it
don't
is
know,
super
because
iconic.
it feels like beyond like this is just like experimental music at this point. Because like a lot of the songs
Yeah.
aren't even really rock. They're like
Yeah.
dipping into jazz and dipping into like blues and stuff. So
Yeah. No, and I just want to mention I don't think this album would get nearly as much hype if not for its amazing album cover. I always love bringing up the album covers.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
it's one of my favorite album
I
covers.
love that
Honestly,
album
it's
cover.
just
Pretty cool. Yeah.
it's so goofy. It's so goofy that
I
fish
think
like
it
honestly I don't
captures the spirit of the album perfectly.
I really yeah I really do think it does. And is Captain Beefheart still alive? Is he still alive?
I don't
Think
I
know,
don't
it's-
bro.
I don't know. I don't know.
I
Let's
don't know.
see. Is he still alive? Because it'd be interesting to see if he's still alive. Because it's like, what the fuck do you think he'd be doing today? You know, like maybe he still does crack or something
He
like that.
died
I
in
feel like he did
2010.
crack.
He died in
Oh, he
2010.
died in 2010. Wow.
Uh,
Rest in peace, Captain
Yeah.
Beefheart, or just rest, Captain
Rest.
Beefheart.
Yeah,
Maybe not in
Rest.
peace. Maybe not in peace.
Rest.
Maybe he doesn't deserve peace, but just rest. But yeah, no. Overall, just
Rest in infamy.
it's good. I couldn't even say if this album was ahead of its time because
Probably
I mean,
was.
Yeah.
it's weird. Like I don't know. I have very mixed feelings towards this album because, like I said, it is very much kind of a mixed bag here and there. Overall, I lean more towards the fact that it's good rather than it's just kind of whatever. But yeah, it's just really fucking interesting. It's just like clanging noises all over the fucking place. The drums are never really in line with the guitar. It's interesting. It's fun. I will give Vaughn that. It is a fun project to listen to. But I don't know. I don't really have much else to add about this project because I'm not one of those like math rock nerds who are like, look at this time signature, like holy shit. It's like I don't really
I don't
care
know if
about that.
anyone's doing that with this album, honestly.
Yes, they fucking
No,
do,
'cause,
dude.
like-
Yes, they do.
There's a
And it's
super
all
popular
the dude.
YouTube video.
Yes, all
Yeah.
the dude. There's literally it's like a big fucking channel too that talked about it.
I mean,
Vox
like-
Vox talked about it.
Real people though, like, cause like you can listen to math rock and be like, okay, this is cool, this is a time signature, but like this is like ridiculous. This is just like you're not gonna be listening to the song and being like, oh, this is a cool time signature.
People
would
do
think.
though. People do though. You
Yeah,
would think.
Bro.
There are some people.
But we're dealing with like one of the silliest fucking albums, and people will try and make a spectacle of it rather than just take it that hey, this is silly and funny.
Yeah.
It just is what it is, you know. But overall, it's good. It's good. I think we all agree on that. I think it's good that we agree on that.
I
That
think
it's good
great.
because
I think it's a great
because I don't think
album.
it. Because if I was here and I was just like, this album is trash. Like, I mean, it isn't trash. It's just long, but it's still good overall, I'd say. But anyways, let's move into our top three. Let's talk about the top three. Lucas, give me your top three.
I remember actually the first time I listened to this, the only song I really cared about was Elo Guru, and I think that still kind of holds true. That it's a little, at least in comparison to the rest of the album, it is a little bit more like I don't know, cohesive, kind of structured.
Yeah.
Maybe. So I definitely go for that, and then Hair Pie, the
Yes.
Bake One. Because I mean, fuck it, man. The saxophones go crazy. It's great. And then, no, I mean the third one's kind of a toss up. A lot
Yeah.
of the songs meld into each
I
other.
don't
For
I don't
me.
think you can really pick like this is an album I'm not really sure about a top three.
Yeah.
I don't even really have a favorite track. Maybe Frownland because it's just like every time I put it on it's just fucking funny as fuck. But I don't know.
That's fair. So
I'm not
we're
sure.
left with a little bit of confusion. I can give a somewhat top three. I think my favorite track is probably Frownland, just because of how funny it is and how silly of an opener it is. My second favorite track is probably the Blimp. Just thinking of that melody on the Blimp, it just sounds like a news report.
I don't even know.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it just sounds like a news report. And then I'd probably say Dachau Blues is probably my third favorite track because
Because you're
Captain
fucking
Beefheart just-
sadistic. horrible person.
I'm not okay. I'm not sadistic. I'm not a horrible person. Okay, chill on me. Okay. But anyways, yes, Captain Beefheart. Oh well, am I right? Oh well. He says that on a song, but you wouldn't know it. Am I right? Anyways, moving on, ladies and gentlemen. We want to give a big shout out to Captain Beefheart. Actually, small shout out. Small shout out. Small shout out. We're gonna move on to the classic album picked by none other than Lucas.
Yes.
I want to just open it up and just say, by the time this episode comes out, either today or tomorrow is the 3-year anniversary of this project. So, big shouts out. But the album we're gonna be talking about is A Quiet Farewell, 2016 to 2018 by Slauson Malone.
Farewell.
And excuse me.
Farewell. Everyone, I thought it was
farewell.
Oh.
this time.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Your
Well, I
brain
need
just
glasses
replaces
actually.
left.
As of recent, I recently found out I need glasses.
Always excuses, excuses. You know, never
Okay.
owning up to his mistakes.
Okay. Okay.
I need glasses.
I get it.
I
get it.
The wrong album.
Okay. I get it. Are you done?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Lucas the opening. Talk about it. Why do you feel it is a classic? You know what I'm saying? What is so special about this album?
Okay.
Present it to me.
Sure. I don't know, man. A Quiet Farewell is just kind of crazy. I'm not like, I didn't hear it the day it came out, but I heard it like within the following weeks. And I mean, from the beginning, from the rip, I immediately connected with this album. And you know, everyone tries to like put some kind of meaning or try to like explain it in some way. You know, you look at the lyrics. There's even the book out. I don't have the book. I tried to get the book, but it was sold out like immediately. I feel like there's a lot of discourse, or there was at least in the year and a half that followed the release of this album, that surrounded like I mean, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, none of it actually makes sense. And trying to put the pieces together. And I tried too. I looked through interviews. I looked on Genius. I did all kinds of things to try to figure out kind of where he was going with the album. But at the end of the day, you can't really, like, no one really knows what it's all about. There's no like one word that I don't think anyone could like use to sum up the content of the album. So what it really comes down to for me then, after 3 years, is it's beautiful as shit, man. The production is so well done. The sounds are just so pretty.
Yeah.
I can't like. There's not a whole lot I can say on the content other than some. I mean, like, if you held a gun to my head, I could try and like bring some themes out and kind of piece together a really jumbled portrait of what this album is, but none of it's like 100% accurate. And so I think the word classic is kind of vague, but for this album, for me, it's inspired a lot of, I think, interesting discourse, and it of in itself is just a really, really, really great album. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a different experience as far as first listen. I listened to this album a few times, like throughout like the year it came out, and it never really stuck with me. I thought it was like pretty cool sounds and stuff, like pretty cool production, but it never really resonated with me on an emotional level or anything. But recently, I finally, I think it's been like a year or two since I heard it, and I re-listened for the episode, and it's just beautiful. It just clicked with me, dude. Like, it finally clicked, and I love that. I love when that happens. And like you said, it's kind of hard to gather the themes and stuff like that. But it reminds me a lot of some of my favorite movies, like Synecdoche, New York, and
Yeah.
and also recently Everything Everywhere All at Once, like that kind of like reflecting on life and meaning of life and stuff like that. And I think it's one of those things where like the lack of cohesive themes kind of brings it together with like a message like life is hard to decipher, and it's just like everything's is meaningless, so everything means something, you know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah.
nothing matters, so everything matters kind of thing. And I mean, maybe that's even reading too much into it, but I feel like that's just the overall emotions that I get from the album. And I also love just the production, the sampling, and it reminds me of some rap songs, but maybe even more abstract and more like abrasive. But it flips these like kind of like familiar soul sounding samples and just makes them like kind of fucking unintelligible and like crazy. And you good, Anthony? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm-
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought, but it sounds great and it makes me emotional for some reason, and I don't really know why, but it's just kind of just a beautiful album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually agree, and I want to preface up the first time I ever heard it. I actually want to take back a first step, because the only reason why I really heard this project was because of Lucas, because he put me on. Because when I first joined music Twitter, one of the very first people I ever met was Lucas actually,
Yeah.
because I mean it was kind of hard to not like be on music Twitter during 2020 and know who Lucas was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean that him, Khalid, and Pavlich all kind of fucked around with each other, and Aom really too. So I remember the first time Lucas put me onto an album by Satanic Porno Cult Shop called
Yeah.
Archimelios Therapunkeratos,
Like I remember
and that is one of my favorite albums of all time. It is, still is one of my favorite albums of all time.
I was tapped
So
into
it's just
that before I even knew you, Anthony. So
okay. Well, you gotta ruin my story. It was
I was
a
just
beautiful.
letting you know that, like,
Me and Lucas
no,
were sharing
I
a
was
heart
just
to
letting you know,
heart here.
like I'm better than you, and I
You
was
better than
tapped
me?
in
That's
before
fair.
you.
That's
So
fair.
I just
But
had
anyways,
to assert that.
shut up. But anyways, Lucas put me on, and then from there I was kind of hooked. And I think Lucas kind of started to pull me into this kind of world of music, and then he started to recommend me shit. And eventually he recommended me this. And unfortunately, Lucas, you never really gave me a good description of what this was. So the first time I ever listened to it was sitting in class. And while like it's fine, there are moments when the album literally just jump scares you. So when the first jump scare came and I had my headphones at full fucking volume, I kid you not, my ass left my chair and I jumped up and everybody just looked at me, and I just had to explain what I was listening to because they could hear it too. They could hear the fucking really loud noise. I forget which track it's on, but there's one track that just kind of gets into it. I don't.
The track where the girl is talking and then it just
Yeah,
cuts off. He's die. That's
Yeah,
fucking.
die.
That's such a good moment. I love that.
Well, and then there's another one where it's just like someone's talking again, and then it's just fucking like screeching or something
There's
like that.
a lot
Like
of
I don't know.
moments where the track just cuts out and something else fades in, or like something is.
It just jump
abruptly-
scares you. Yeah, like literally, this is like one of the few albums that just literally just says "fuck you" and jump scares you. But yeah, so that was the first time I ever listened to it, and then from there, I just kind of just start. I think this album really helped me also fall into the hole of just like obscure music. Because then from there I started to go listen to like Daughters of Darkness and all of East by Joanna. Oh no, I wouldn't listen to East until a really long time, so never mind. But I guess adjacent albums kind of like that,
Yeah.
and I loved it on first listen, and coming back to it, I think I love it if not more now, because yeah, Lucas puts it into very good perspective. It is really beautiful, and it does kind of evoke an emotional response from you, because the first track, the way it opens up, reminds me very reminiscent of another album I listened to during that time when I started to fall through that hole is Everything at the End of Time. That
I was
first
actually
track.
gonna mention this. I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if it was gonna be like a weird comparison or not, but I actually got a lot of
No.
those
No, I
vibes
think it's-
Yeah.
from the samples
No.
and stuff. And the world
Yeah.
is coming to an end is the first lyric on the
The-
album.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
like, yeah.
And that first track also reminds me of the first track on Everywhere at the End of Time, where it's just like that weird like kind of trumpet opening and stuff like that, and it make like these two albums are they're not similar, but
They're a little
those
similar.
They're a little
I
similar,
think
but that opening
it's
track.
kind of like opposite ends of the spectrum because you have the like 6.5 hours and then this is like 30
Yeah,
minutes.
30 minute.
I
Yeah,
think this is kind of like this is an example of like this is kind of what the album was trying to be, but it's done like infinitely better and it's just concise, but it gets kind of these same emotions that
yeah.
Everywhere at the End of Time would.
Yeah, and so that's why I mention it, because it's just like I imagine that same old hallway, because I used the first track on Everywhere at the End of Time for a book project where I had to talk about The Shining, and I used that in the background of the video. And so I just think about those shining hallways, just walking down and just hearing that
Yeah,
first song and then hearing this as well. And so it's just like it really helps put you into perspective, because like the world that this album creates is like very fucking beautiful, but it's also very torn down and very like hectic. I do love the rapping on this project, the very little that we do get.
Yeah.
And it's also cool to see that 2 years later, my I guess kind of like knowledge on music is a little bit more
yeah,
expanded, because on first listen I didn't know who the fuck Pink Sifu
yep,
was,
yep.
but
And
now
then
I do know
hey,
Pink Sifu, and now I've listened to a lot of projects by him, and I like him quite a fair bit. So that's very cool,
quite
and
a
it's
fair
it's
bit.
just nice to see how like I've taken a walk down, finding all this music and listening to all this obscure stuff, and then I've just come back to full circle, coming back to listening to this project that I haven't listened to since then. Because while I did love it, it didn't really stick with me. But I think this time around, this is something I could easily turn on when I just kind of want to like calm down a little bit, because it is really super fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, no, I am quite floored by it. There's a lot of tracks. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to just like remember a track, because like I said, the
Yeah,
album just kind of flows really hard, especially because there's tracks just called like the Flying Africans Board Mothership
I'm gonna
song, and
just
then
say
that really,
I
yeah,
don't have a top three for this album. I'm just gonna
I
say
don't I don't have a top three either,
I
because
do not have a top three.
it's really hard to pick, because the album just kind of blends into itself almost, and it's just really hard to follow, because and also because it's like giving yourself a top three doesn't feel
It
like
feels
right
yeah, it feels
with this
cheap.
project,
It feels like it's disrespecting what the album is trying to do because it's not
because
like
this
not a
truly is a
collection of
start.
songs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a fucking
It's a
expression. Like
Yeah,
whatever.
it's an expression. It's something to flow through, and I think now, me loving this project, I think I'm gonna return to Vergangenheit Bewältigung, because
Wow,
hey,
practice.
shut up. Because I was really bored by that project,
Hmm.
like really bored.
I love that album when it came out, and I kind of I
Mhm.
for a while I was like, yeah, this is better than Quiet Farewell, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop pushing that agenda because it's kind of stupid. But finally, I do like Quiet Farewell better now. But that album really kind of hit me emotionally as well, and especially that album. If anyone's seen Synecdoche, New York, there's like a lot of similar sounds, and it's
Yeah.
literally like the
No, I know
soundtrack. It
exactly what you
reminds me
mean.
a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah,
It's
because I
kind of
was,
weird. Like I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it's really
yeah.
kind of uncanny. But it gives me a lot of the same emotions, and it's of just like trying to make meaning out of something so abstract and like all over the place. Like you can just kind of apply whatever you want to it and get something out of it, which is beautiful.
Yeah, and it's just like I said, it's just an experience of an album, and I'm never gonna sit there and be like, what does this album mean? I technically really don't even want to know what it means. I just want to kind of enjoy it while it's there and in the moment, because I feel like trying to find meaning in something like this isn't, not per se pointless, but it doesn't it what are you gonna find out about it? You know what I'm saying? I feel
Yeah.
like you need to make your own interpretation of it, not
Yeah.
so much trying to find what Slauson was trying to make in the moment with it. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, it's really cool. And like I said, I remember a lot of people used to call this shit like vaporwave, which was always really weird to me.
I can hear
Um,
it, but
I hear it,
as a
but
whole, it's definitely not
it's not.
vaporwave.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely not. But like that's how someone first pitched it to me, other than Lucas, and I was like, what the fuck are you on about? But yeah, no, listening to it nowadays, like it's really fucking cool, and I love the rapping moments on here. Very sparse, very very sparse, but it's really cool the way he just kind of slips in like Like you wouldn't think like once again it's just another like kind of like Billy Woods where it's like how the fuck do you even rap on this? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah.
There's no common beats on here. Like it truly is just another drumless project. So yeah, but no, it's so beautiful to listen to, and it does very much feel like it's like end of the world type shit, and it's really cool. I don't know, man. It's just one of those albums that really just stands there, and the album cover is also really effective as well,
Yes.
because there's just like it's kind of eerie, it's ominous. You
It's
know
like
what
a
I'm
black
saying? It's
hole
like
or something. Like,
it's like a black hole, but then there's like something on the sides. It's like what is that? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's just a very pretty album cover to look at. I truly have no clue what it could be, and like I said, I don't know what this album could stand for, but I don't really care to learn because I feel like I want to make my own interpretation of it and just kind of enjoy it for what it is. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I did want to say something along those lines that it does feel to me, and always has really, as a really like raw expression of kind of like catharsis. Like it
Yes.
really, it feels to me. I wanted to shout out. I also don't have a top three, but I wanted to shout out the song "I Can Make You Feel Free," because I feel like it's overlooked a lot of times as it's like barely a minute, and it's like one sample. But to me, that song specifically feels like a strong moment of like really personal expression, and I'm not going to know what he was trying to express. Really, I mean, like I can make you feel free. Who? What's making you feel free? What are you feeling free from? Like I have no clue at all whatsoever. And I never will. Um, but I myself can relate to that feeling, and I can kind of, yeah, I can like you were saying, Anthony, I can draw what I want to draw from that song. And so yeah, I just wanted to say specifically, I can make you feel free. Really, I think encapsulates how to best, if there is such a way, to approach this album as sort of like a testament to yourself instead
Yeah.
of to the person who made it.
yeah. I find that interesting. You really gravitate to "I Can Make You Feel Free" because that shit's just like noise. Like it's just that ascending noise, and it just kind of goes fucking insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the titles are just really interesting that make you think and kind of put like a whole different thing kind of into perspective. Because I'll bring
Yeah.
up something. Me and Vaughn watched the show Atlanta, and we've been watching season 3
Oh.
together. And we watched the newest episode about the one where the guy Alfred gets robbed, and we kind of finished the episode, and we were just kind of like, that was a very interesting experience, but like, what does it all kind of mean? And then when you go to look at the description of that episode, it's just some bullshit. Like it just kind of fucks with you and makes you think of it in a completely
Yeah.
different
It puts it in
perspective.
a whole different perspective, and
Yeah. So
then the
when I
song
was listening
titles.
to the album and the tracks started to change name, I would look at the name. Like I did a first listen where I simply just sat there and I listened to it, right? And then the second listen I did, I was reading the track titles as they went along with the project, and it really just kind of fucks with you because it's like
Yeah.
not so much it fucks with you as in like it's teasing you, but more so it's just like it really changes the entire perspective of it as a whole. And that's why I said like that's why this album should be something that you just turn on, stop what you're doing, and I guess if you want, just stare at a fucking wall. I don't know. I feel like sometimes some albums I get best when I just stare at a wall and I don't
Yeah.
think about anything. I just
Yeah.
let the album kind of melt into me. Um, and this is one of them, and it's just very interesting, and it's I don't know. I want to know more about Slauson, but he's also just another one of those artists that it's like so fucking undercover, like Billy
Yeah.
Woods, you know. Like
He's
literally,
an
if you want to take a picture with Billy Woods, like
Yeah.
you have to like blur his face out or cover it or some shit like that. Like
And artists like those, I wonder if it's even worth knowing more about them. Like maybe that would change my
yeah,
view of
does
their music,
yeah the
and like
mysticism,
maybe it's
yeah,
better off being a little mysterious and kind of out there and like
yeah,
hard to
most definitely.
pin down.
Do
Yeah.
we at least know where he's from? Like Slauson Malone, like is it? Oh, he's from New York. Okay.
I haven't
Yeah.
really looked
I think so.
into it, but
Or well, he was born in L.A., but he lives in New York.
Okay.
And then he was a member of Standing on the Corner,
Mhm.
so Redburns and shit like that. But yeah, I don't even know what he looks like. In all honesty, I don't know what he
there's
looks
a
like.
few pictures, but
There's a couple of pictures, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, I have no idea what he looks like. But I think the mysticism really helps this project as well because it's so personal yet impersonal as well. Like it feels
Yeah.
like a closed book of like a biography. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how I feel with it, because it's like feels like there's something there that he really is trying to talk about, but yet no one fucking knows because I don't know. He sheds no light on it, and that's fine, I think, because it allows you, the listener, to kind of make your own interpretation of it. So that's super beautiful. I don't know. It's just something to really just kind of think about. I don't know. It's so weird. Another artist I think of for some reason about this project is like a Daniel Johnston, for example.
I can see
Very
it. Yeah.
big Dallas native. So yeah, which is funny because ask anyone who Daniel Johnston is outside of Dallas, and they're like, who? But then you step into Dallas, and it's funny. I flew into Dallas not too long ago during December, and within 10 minutes of being there, I saw someone wearing a Daniel Johnston shirt.
They're
So
everywhere.
yeah, they're everywhere. It's interesting, but no, that's another album where it's like that album is so personal to Daniel, yet because of the way it's delivered, it's also so like
Resonates with so many
standoffish.
people.
Yeah, it resonates with so many people, and it's so standoffish in a sense. So I don't know. It's just this kind of, I guess, I not circle, but I guess I don't know what word to describe it, but I don't know. I really don't know how to describe it, and that's really what the issue is with this kind of this, because this isn't more say outsider music. I don't know if I would give it that claim of outsider music, but like it definitely isn't inside. It's fucking outside, but
No,
it isn't
it's
outsider per se.
inside. It's
It's
insider, outsider.
it's inside
It's inside the
by
outside of the
inside
inside.
inside Bo Burnham, like
Yeah.
yeah. But anyways, no, I don't know. I just this album is one of those albums that really just really kind of floor the listener as a whole. But it's also another thing of like you have to, whatever you put in, you'll get out of it. If you don't put too much in it, you're not gonna get much out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you really have to, you kind of have to drink the Kool-Aid on it a little bit if you really want to enjoy it. Like if you're just gonna sit there and be like, why do people talk about this album so much? It's just fucking nothing. It's like, yeah, because you didn't put anything into it. You didn't try to kind of open
And
yourself up to it.
I think that goes for most albums, just in general, most art.
But
I
but this
think.
but this more so because
Yeah, this more
this
so, and because it's so abstract and so out there, and
Yeah.
I think it's just like a good example of that for sure. But
yeah.
I take that philosophy with most arts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can take it with most art, but like I said, it's just more so with this project that it's a lot more important. You know what I'm saying? Because something like the track Lucas pointed out, like I can make you feel free. Like that's just fucking a wind up and then just fucking distortion for a bit. And so I could imagine someone just being like, "Wow, what a stupid fucking track," because we've seen that before. We've seen that with God, I hate to bring it up, but we've seen that with people who dislike Merzbow, which I get it, a whole different sphere that we're dealing with. But like I said, what you put in, you'll get out of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where it lands. But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's very interesting. I do love reading the track titles. They're all so fucking weird. Like I wouldn't know what the word Uchromia is if not for this project. I don't
know what
even
it
know.
is.
I don't know what it is either. But like, is that even a word? That could just not be a word. You know?
Yeah.
That's what this album does to you. It makes you like question shit, you know? Like
Mhm.
I don't know. But yeah, I
it's
wonder
not a
what
word. It's not a word.
it's not a word. It's not a word.
No, he just made that up. Yeah.
Okay, so then there you go. You see like it honestly just kind of makes me wonder like where is he going next? Cuz I don't when was the last thing he put out something? I guess he put
I
out a
think that
DJ
EP
mix.
I think he put out a single the other day.
Really?
Oh, really?
But I don't think it's leading up to anything. I think it's
He did.
standalone.
Wow. Yeah.
It's kind of ambient-ish.
Yeah, it's called First Star. Okay.
Yeah, not a lot
Huh.
happened. It's alright, but
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where that's going.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I might have to
hopefully
listen to that.
He's got some stuff.
Yeah, he's got
coming up, you know.
some stuff cooking, you know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
wait, he's a son of Wynton Marsalis.
Yeah, Wynn Marsalis. Yeah,
Wynton
I didn't know
Marsalis.
that's where he
that.
gets a lot of
Wow.
his. A lot of the
That's-
samples are getting
Oh,
drawn from.
that adds a whole. That's like Riot.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, overall really cool project. I love it. I love it more now.
Cool.
I think it's like amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's clicked with
Incredible.
me for sure.
But I just want to sit here and just kind of bask. Vaughn, how's music been listening for you? What you been jumping this week? Wait, bumping. I meant
Jumping? Yeah. Well,
Jumping.
I've been listening to Heaven in Las Vegas by Cocktail
Heaven in Las
Twins a
Vegas.
lot, yeah.
How do you feel about that album, Lucas?
Heaven in Las Vegas. I mean, I'm not too crazy about Cocktail Twins, but I Heaven in Las Vegas I do enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair
that's
enough.
fair. What have you been? What's been in your rotation, Lucas? What have you been listening to recently?
I mean, I went back. I did a Billy Woods retrospective.
Okay.
But other than that, not a whole lot actually. A little busy with school, but a lot of Billy Woods.
Yeah.
I hate Billy Woods.
I don't like him either. I dislike him now.
I like Billy Woods.
Oh, I like him too now.
Yeah.
But anyways, Lucas, I just want to ask, bro, like, how's the rate your music been going? You know what I'm saying? I looked at your scale. What's going on with it? Like, what are you doing with it? Like, what's a 16 ratings? Like, what is that? Like, what are you doing?
I didn't delete things because the last time I deleted stuff, it was such a fucking pain to get back.
Yeah.
I threw everything in like a used to own category because I did not like how things were going.
I remember you used to just only rate stuff you liked. So
yeah, that
I
was
remember
the
that.
thing at one point. But no, I mean, right now my idea was that I was gonna try to just like wipe everything, but still have a record of what I had listened to, and then. Right now, I'm trying every album that I listen to. I'm going by and I'm rating track by track, so that because I feel like that keeps me a little bit more grounded to what I'm listening to. It makes me pay attention more if I had to really elaborate an opinion.
So you're just rating things that you like really feel like you know pretty well, like you're listening like closely.
Everything I've rated so far, and I've listened to like multiple times in the very recent past.
I like that.
So I'm just kind of I'm trying to take it slow because I feel like a lot of the times with Rate Your Music, it gets like so fast and it's like a race to get more ratings than somebody else.
Yeah. I think like 2/3 of the albums I've rated I've probably only heard once. So it's kind of a bad. Yeah.
I was with that for a while and now I'm not fucking with it. So
I don't really do that as much anymore. Like if I listen to something once, then I might not even rate it, or I just might not rate it that high. But
that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, what the fuck is Shadow of Marlboro Man by the Savage Young Tater Bug?
I love that shit so much, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm just
looking
at the stuff you listen
as much as I do.
Yeah, I
know that name because of you. Like I remember that. Yeah, I've never listened, but yeah.
Yeah, you put a lot of people on. You create a lot of shit. So I mean, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, like I'm looking. What the fuck is Johnny Nitro?
Okay,
there's only 2 ratings on. Oh, okay. I was gonna say there's only 2 ratings on this. Like.
No. That's a friend of mine who released a single recently.
Okay.
Oh,
it's pretty good though.
Okay, wait, hold on. Can I bring something up? Why do you have John Batiste at 2 out of 5 stars? We are.
Listen. Okay. I appreciate the energy that he brought to that album. Okay, I liked the vibes. I enjoyed the vibes. A lot of tracks.
Wait, you listened to it because of me then?
Yeah.
What?
Well, I mean, I saw the Grammys and I was like, okay, I'm not listening to that. And then I saw you rated really high and I was like, okay, well maybe I'll give it a shot. I did not like it that much.
No, it's a troll rating. Don't worry, I'm just pulling you in.
Okay.
What?
Okay. That is the reason.
What?
That's
you didn't hear that. No, you didn't. No, you didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. I promise you. I promise you didn't hear that.
We're done.
John Batiste.
We're done. There's no John Batiste trolling. You do not troll about John Batista.
Just like there's no Morbius trolling.
No Morbius trolling.
Lucas, have you gone to see Morbius?
Morbius is a world-class film.
I'm not.
You have not. Do you plan on going to go see Morbius? Maybe you can take your girlfriend. That'd be a nice date. That'd be a nice date.
Good date friendly.
Morbius is my girlfriend, so.
Yeah, I have a sexual attraction to Morbius. Dr. Michael Morbius.
Yep. Morbius and Milo Percocet.
Fuck off. Okay. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time we start wrapping up for the Cherry Guys podcast, episode 18. Ooh. We're getting close to 20. I just wanted to mention, Vaughn didn't want to mention it, but today.
You mention it, yeah.
Today is the 5-month anniversary of Chair Guys.
Hey, that
5
deserves
months.
applause.
We also just want to mention, for some reason, if anyone can help us figure out why, the Miles episode went from our least viewed to our most viewed, and it shot up by.
There were 2 videos that got like 200 views in a day.
Yeah,
for some
the
reason,
Pavlich
but-
episode. Yeah, we don't know
I
why.
don't know.
If
Not
anyone can please
complaining.
tell us. We're not complaining. Well,
Not
I'm complaining
complaining.
that's the Miles episode because that's kind of fraudulent. But yeah, I don't know.
You
That's
gotta
kind of
stop.
weird.
You're just mad he ratioed you, bro. Like
Okay, no, we're not. No,
Miles
don't. Why did you just
stays
say that? That is
ratioing you.
no.
Miles
That
stays
you
ratioing.
no. What? You got to stop that.
Saizada
Really?
stays with the ratios, bro. Like I'm
Fuck
telling you.
off! Oh my god, I know what you're doing, and it's so annoying. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we want to give a big shout out to Todd Edwards. We
Yep.
love you,
Hey,
Lucas.
Todd
You love Todd
Edwards.
Edwards?
I
Yes,
fuck with Todd
Todd.
Edwards. I fuck
Thank
with Todd
God, thank God, because you know what? There's some dissenters in the avant-teen groups
Edwards.
of Todd
Can't fuck
Edwards, and I
can't fuck
hate
with
them. Actually, Lucas, how do you feel about the current state of avant-teens right now? I'm curious.
Avant-teen.
They're all your children. They're all
I'm
your
gonna be
children.
honest. Right now, I'm disappointed.
You're Ooh.
I'm disappointed right now. I gotta say, some of them, thumbs up. I have a few friends. I believe I've influenced quite a bit.
Mhm.
A few others, not so much.
And they're
I
going
don't
off
know.
the road.
I feel like they're getting younger and younger.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
strikes me as strange. I've seen like 14-year-olds listening to like Luke Ferrari, and that just
Yeah.
fucks me up.
That's sad.
I don't know.
That's sad. They need to go outside and kick a ball for a bit before they listen
Yeah,
to Luke
I mean,
Ferrari.
even I like 14. I was like, I was in gym. I was in PE. I was playing sports. I was getting exercise. I was
Yeah.
listening to Luke Ferrari at 14.
No,
To
I
travel,
was
I li-
listening to
I
Monster
listen-
Cat, bro. Like come
I
on,
listened
bro.
to Luke Ferrari at 16, and I feel so like violated.
Yeah.
I felt like violated.
yeah.
Like I felt like an old man went into the bathroom and was like trying to scare me. Like
Yeah.
nah, I felt
I
violated
feel like
listening to Luke
listening
Ferrari.
to Luke Ferrari at any age, low key, is bad. But
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
just my
exactly.
opinion.
that's my opinion. Same
Maybe
with
I
Morton
should-
Feldman. Same with Morton
Morton
Feldman.
Don't
Fair
get me
enough,
started
fair.
on Morton Feldman, bro.
Yeah, don't get me started on Morton either.
I don't
The
blame
Mort
you.
guy.
Morty
But yeah,
ruined my life.
is there any Lucas? I want to say, is there any message you want to tell some of your big fans? Anyone? I mean, it's your time.
I gotta be honest. Anyone out there listening to this podcast, I fuck with you. But like, touch some grass, man. I don't know. I feel like people don't do it enough.
Okay, hold on. That's kind of
Yeah,
disrespectful to our viewers. I'm gonna need you to calm down a little bit. That's kind of
Come on,
the
man.
viewers of the Chair Guys
no,
podcast. They get out. They do shit. You know what I'm
It's
saying? Like,
it's friendly advice. Like
Yeah,
I'm
friendly
not saying
advice.
this out of spite. I'm not saying this out of spite.
oh, okay, I get you. Yeah,
I fuck with anybody listening to this podcast right now. Like,
yeah,
you the homie for real. Like, it's good.
yeah.
But like, please, I myself take this advice every day. I
Yeah.
try to get outside, breathe some fresh air. I think everyone listening should do that too. Just as a friendly reminder, nothing negative here. Just, get
Yeah.
out there.
Nah, that's fair. I feel like me and Vaughn could use a good fair share bit of that. Especially you, Vaughn. You need to be getting outside.
Yeah.
You need to get a tan. You need to get your tan on. You don't. You don't think so? You don't think you need a tan? Can you tan well? Do you tan well?
I don't know. No, I've never really tried to get a tan. I've just kind
Mhm.
of been sunburnt before, so it's kind of different.
Okay.
But,
I could. You seem like you low key be scary when you're sunburnt. Like.
I'm,
Okay. I don't know what that
I'm gonna
means.
get a tan on this summer. You're gonna see.
Okay. When we meet up, yeah. When we go
gonna
to
be
Busch
sexy.
Gardens.
It's gonna be sexy.
Yeah. What SPF do you use?
I don't know, bro. Well, I heard somewhere that they're all like not that different. Like it's not that.
Oh,
big a deal.
okay.
Like SPF,
Yeah.
like apparently like 5 versus 100 is like basically the same thing. Like it doesn't matter that much.
Got you. Okay. Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we've been going on a little too long now. Am I right?
Yeah.
We just want to wrap up. We want to give a big thank you to Lucas for coming on.
Hey.
We miss you every day, bro. True and through. It doesn't.
For real.
It really. We always talk about it. We always reminisce. It doesn't feel the same without you there. It doesn't feel
I'm
the same without
obsessed with
some
Twitter.
choice. I'm obsessed with Twitter. I need it. It's in my veins. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. But nah, it just doesn't feel the same. I remember one of the first ever bits, the Tyrone bit. That was beautiful.
That was
I still have photos of that girl with the 2 thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
With the 2 thumbs up.
Yep.
That's classic right there. I
Iconic.
forget her name. but that's iconic right there.
I never knew it.
You never knew it?
I never knew it. No.
Oh, okay. I would think you would know it, but okay.
No. No.
But yeah, big shout out to Lucas. Not so much of a big shout out to Vaughn right now. He's kind of. I'm gonna have to give him a stern word
That's
after
okay.
this.
I don't want shout outs from frauds.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm fraudulent this episode.
You're
But we love
fraudulent.
you all so much. Thank you so much for watching the podcast.
Shouts
And
out.
we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.